Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you wherever you are in the world. My name is KibbyRose. Welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're still going to be doing our usual routine, but the first part of this, we're going to mix it up a little bit. So let me get our opener going, and I will see you in a second. So I have a couple things that I want to kind of share with everybody since it's the start of basically what I call the Wiccan New Year. Halloween for me is kind of my New Year's. It's the start of the change of the seasons for me. It's when things, it's when I start pre-planning for the next year. So I have a couple of things that came in that I want to show off and brag a little bit of. Then I got my WitchCasket box, which we are going to do the unboxing for. And then we are going to hop into the sprints once I'm done showing that off a little bit. So the beginning half of this might be a little bit longer of me sharing and chit-chatting than actual sprints going, but I have been working on my book already. So I have that already set up in the background to do some sprints. So for those of you that are interested in doing sprints, hop back in maybe a half an hour. For those of you that want to see and dabble in my little presents and surprises, hello and welcome. Oh, hi, Laura. Hello, Miss Laura. Yay, show and tell. Yes, that is exactly what we're kind of doing here. I'm prepping for the new year, so I wanted to show and share a little bit. And then my WitchCasket, I get a monthly subscription for, and I figured doing the unboxing here on the channel would be a lot easier. Doing the live would be a lot easier than recording a whole separate WitchCasket video. So if things are backwards with the writing, please forgive me. But the first thing we're actually going to show off, I got to bring my volume down. See, I get excited and my volume goes up, and I got to remember to keep it down. But the first thing that I want to show everybody is, because it's that time of year where anxiety, stress, the holidays, shopping, some of us enjoy it, some of us don't. The one thing that I've been finding that has really been helping me out, and this is from Bath and Body Works, and it's simply the vanilla lavender room spray. And then I have also the hand lotion. I got the set that also has the bath wash and the big lotion. But if you haven't noticed, I got this less than a month ago, and there's a good amount gone. Same with this. And I wanted to share that because I was just like, what? Like, I've been handling this time a lot easier lately than normal. And I figured out that this has been why. I have been spraying this kind of more of it says it's a room spray, but I've honestly been spraying it more like an aura cleansing. It's been working amazing. Hi, Jen. Hello, how are you? Welcome. We're doing things a little bit differently, so it's going to be more of a share and tell at the moment, and then we're going to hop into sprints in a little bit. So the next thing I want to show off is I do a lot of side projects in the background, and I got a while back, for when I did my Market Street share. I have a video in the back, or if you want to go back on my channel, there is a haul where I went to a vintage shop here in Spokane, and it's called Market Street Vintage. And I was able to get this feather, and I have been doing some knot work and rope work in the background, but this is my most recent decoration for my Halloween costume. And this is going to hang on my belt. And then this is actually going to go in my hair. So I just wanted to show those off because at the time when I did that haul, I mentioned that I was going to be doing something with the feathers. So there is the hair feather that I knotted, and then there is the belt feather that I knotted. So there's those two things, because Halloween is in less than 10 days, you guys. It's almost here, and I'm going to be, I got permission because it's not necessarily my house, but I'm going to be able to set up my whole front area for like like a witchy setup with lights and a tapestry and everything. And I'm going to be dressed up in my vintage costume. That is my witchy costume. So I'm super excited. That's why I was finishing things for my costume. The next thing that I'm going to show is pre-planning for the new year. And they are 2 calendars. And I don't know if anybody's heard of these, but LlewelynBooks.com is also another haul that I have. There's a video where a lot of the books that I use for a lot of my research when it comes to witchy stuff, I buy off of Llewellyn Books. He supports authors that are witchy authors. He's also a publication type place. So I like buying from a company that supports the authors themselves. And every year they have this amazing calendar that comes out. And the reason I love it so much is because of the details that it gives you for every day. Not only that, but their artwork is absolutely amazing. And they give you the whole month. But then on the very, very back end, they always give you even more information just for the basics when it comes to being able to read their calendar. So this one's blank, this one's filled. That's what I'm actually doing, is I'm filling that stuff out. But they correlate together. The same information that's in there also comes on each page in here. So yeah, because I was gonna say, why is that blank? Oh, because that's December. I don't do December. I started January. And then it also gives you like chicken and chili. So if you haven't checked this kind of stuff out for Llewellyn and you're trying to figure out what planner to get, I highly recommend these. I got the soft cover. There is a hardcover. So, and also you don't have to just go to LlewelynBooks.com. You can also find that stuff on Amazon as well. So, and then the next thing is the most exciting item. This one I'm really looking forward to. However, I'm also very nervous because I got the box. And this is what it looks like from the front. Absolutely beautiful, right? Somebody threw something, I have a feeling, in the back of their truck and didn't realize that it landed on this. And this comes in a black bag. So the bag itself wasn't damaged, but the box is. So I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek first. I hope nothing's broken, but that is the inside of the box. Oh, and I'm looking forward to this. So let's deep dive. All right. So we've got our beautiful instruction, and we are not going to dive into this because we don't like the cheat sheets, but here we go with October. Again, I love their art, and I can't wait to use some of it in my artwork or in my Book of Shadows. Okay, so we've got our divination card, our monthly manifestation card here with the beautiful artwork, and again with the monthly manifestations on the back. Are you guys able to see that artwork? Is it coming through? Yes, it is. Okay. Because I'm like, that's so dark, but it's so detailed. I wanted to make sure you could see it all. Okay, so there's that. And considering this is the month of divinations, and I am one of my strongest suits is actually divination and psychic, I'm super excited about this. So again, we've got our normal package of spell, and we're going to open this real quick so we can. Okay, so what do we've got? We've got the Prolific Dreams Pillow Pouch Kit. Ooh, so I have a feeling I already know what this is going to be. All right, so here's the items. So we've got our rocks. We've got a little, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Look at the little scroll, you guys. Look at that. Okay, and then we've got our herbs, and then our bag, and then our instructions for Tune Flames. Prolific Pillow Pouch Kit. It comes with amethyst chips, purple drawstring pouch, mini scroll, and violet. So I take it that you like, and with all the instructions, and if you do normal spell work, you know how this works. Basically, you're going to write your intention on the scroll, add the chips and the herbs to the bag, and then place it in your pillow, then, you know, tie it all up and do the spell, and then place it in your pillow for dream time. So that is awesome. We're going to set that over there. All right. The next item we have is their enamel pin. And it's cute. It's a set of tarot cards. I love that. That's so cute. And then we've got the back with their artwork. Again, I can't wait to use their artwork, but I like that. It's like tarot cards, but with the pendulum. I love that. Okay. We're going to add that. I have all their pins in a collection. All right. The next item, we're going to go with the box. We've got Initiative Insights Oracles. Ooh, a unique oracle deck created for intuitive readers to gain insight into their past, present, and future. All right, let's check these out. Is it a, oh, guys, they're shaped like caskets. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so we've got cards that are shaped like little caskets. That's super cute. And it looks like on the back, we've just got the names, you know, dreams. There's all those. So obviously that's going to be hard to shuffle, honestly. Like that's going to be a little bit hard to shuffle, but let's draw a card. I'm curious. It's 1:11 my time. So of course I got to draw a card then. What are we doing? Hard work. Well, this may seem like hard work, but I honestly love doing this kind of stuff, but that's cool. Yes, thank you, angels, for acknowledging that I'm working hard. I appreciate that, because I am. It is a cool deck. I really like it. Now, if the lid would just stop fighting with me and go back in. Hi, please, and thank you. Much appreciated. Okay. Next item. Ooh. Okay. I like this one. I really like this one. I don't know how I'm going to show this too well, but this is a solid wood tarot card holder that is carved with past, present, and future. I love it. And it's got the groove for the cards. And you've got this beautiful carving on the front. That is perfect. You know, and most tarot cards holders I come across, they're too small. They can't hold all three cards at once. It's like only for one card. So I really appreciate that, because that's going to be great for some readings. All right. So the next thing we've got is a small little box. I already see it. I don't know if I'm going to like this. Okay. So these are the WitchCasket incense. And here's the box. And it looks like it's peppermint and patchouli. And at first, I thought I was going to like this because I love patchouli. However, I'm not a mint. I am not a fan of mint in any way at all. So let's find out how these smell, shall we? I can see how some people would really like that, but me personally, as much as Alexandria Ryan hates rose, that's how much I hate mint. So brushing my teeth is torture. It always has been, but I really dislike mint a lot. It actually is nauseating to me, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like that. That's just a personal choice. Okay, so we're going to wait for the scroll because we've got a couple big boxes and bags in here. Okay, so we're going to start with this first. Oh, I like this. This is a divination coin. All right, let me see this. Oh, it's got, first of all, I want to say about the weight. It's a good weight. It is a very good weight. And I love the carving. I like how they use kind of the all-seeing eye to come in with the yes and no. So there's that. And the eye is open for the yes and closed for the no. And I actually really like that. But you can hear how hard it is. That's a good solid metal coin. I love that. All right. So a lot of stuff came in this box. I'm actually really surprised because we've got another big box, a scroll, and 2 bags. So we're going to go with the bags first because this is one of their regular items that comes in a lot of their boxes. Their stone, the monthly stone. I think I have this one already though, because I feel like I'm attracted to this one. Is it isolate? Yep, I hold it. So there's the monthly stone. And this is for powerful stone, encourages psychic awareness and intuition. Yep. I was going to say, I've always been attracted to this stone. So I was just like, I have a feeling this one enhances psychic powers. And it does, for psychic intuition. So there's the monthly stone. The next one we've got, we're going to do the bag, the box, and then the scroll. So the next thing we've got is the next small bag. Oh, and this is a pendulum. Oh, I love it. Okay, so divination pendulum kit. So evidently they're going to have you make your own pendulum. Or no, it's not a kit. It is a pendulum. Okay. I'm going to have to figure out later how this goes. And if it's tied in a knot or not. Yeah, here, hold a pendulum cord and allow it to settle. So this is just a solid, beautiful, actually that is a beautiful, solid pendulum. Normally they're crystal colors. So that's gorgeous. That is a solid black pendulum. I really like that. Because normally, like the ones I have, all the ones I have are crystal. I've yet to see, and if you guys look closely, it's got almost like scurrying lines on it, which I really appreciate. So, and obviously with my voice dropping like that, I seem to be really in tune with that pendulum. So I'm gonna have to try that with some questions later. All right, so we'll do the scroll next, and then last we'll have the box, which seems to be a big box. All right, so here's the scroll. Allomancy. Allomancy is an ancient practice of divination using salt. Sorry about that. I have never tried this before. I am definitely interested in learning about that because I've heard of salt scrying. However, I've never actually been taught or learned how to do it. So I'm eager to learn on that one. So I'm interested in that. And I'm not going to roll that up because, wow, every time I roll that up, whenever I do a normal unboxing, the amount of noise I have to cut out in the background because of it. So we're just going to leave that over there for now. I'll roll that up later. All right. And our last thing is the magical telling tiles. Now, this is what I'm hoping is not broken because, yeah, that box got a nice little dent to it. So a unique divination tool created by Deb exclusively for WitchCasket. And if you guys haven't checked it out, Deb has also offered classes on their WitchCasket site. So if you subscribe to WitchCasket, you can also look into doing some of the classes, and she teaches them herself. So let's see what we've got in here. So it looks like they actually give you a little kit here. So first we've got our bag of tiles with, we're going to pull this part out first. So it gives you what each tile means. And then we've got beautiful solid. Oh, these are gorgeous. These are. They kind of feel like Scrabble tiles. The wooden Scrabble tiles, that's honestly what the wood feels like. So if you're wondering, they're very lightweight, but you can also tell that they're very solid and good quality. And the carvings are beautiful. They're very fine carvings, but they're still really pretty. Oh, I like those. Sorry, I have to take a moment. Oh, I really like, that one's my favorite, I think. Of course. Okay, so there's that one. And now that I said that one's my favorite, I kind of want to look at what it means. Timer. Patience is needed. Yeah, because I always have to slow down when I do these unboxings. Oh, and then, oh, I like that. It's a round cloth, you guys. And from the looks of it. Oh, it does. Smack myself in the face. It pulls into a bag. Oh, that's neat. I like that. Is neat. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys both sides because there's two sides to this, but that's really neat. Okay, so here's the first side, and it is literally a scrying mat. I love that. Hold on, let me get it the right way for you guys. There you go. It's literally a scrying mat, and then that's the inside. And then you can take all the stuff that you got today. You're gonna take these 3 bags and whoop. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, Deb, that's really cool. And you can tell some thought and time and personal craft went into this. Oh, I like that. So that's everything in that unboxing. So that's everything that came in October's WitchCasket. And by the smile on my face, I'm very happy with it, obviously. They cover, except for, no, they even covered tarot cards. And I'm going to learn something new with the salt. And on that note, so that it is, I love the WitchCasket boxes. Ooh, excuse me for a second. Something was itching my nose, and I did not want to do that on TV or on screen. So I love WitchCasket boxes. I've said before in other videos that, give me a second. That I did a lot of research before I went with, or before I, truthfully, the WitchCasket I get right now is a gift from somebody. They bought me a 1-year subscription. But I'm going to renew it next year because I love it so much. But when they asked what subscription I wanted, I did research because I didn't want them to waste their money on a box that I wasn't going to use. And a lot of the boxes that I researched had like t-shirts and socks and hats, and it wasn't stuff I could viably use. So when I saw WitchCasket stuff, I was like, I can use that potion. I could use that stone. I could use like a lot of their staples, including the pins, which truthfully, the pin is probably the only thing in the box that I don't use on the regular with even the past boxes. But I love the pins so much that I've actually started using them as push pins in my bulletin board to hold up things. So they inevitably are getting used too because they match my aesthetic. They basically are push pins. So now my bulletin board is literally covered with pictures held up by beautiful pins, and that's how I display them and everything else. And then also I'm going to show a little bit of we'll wait till the next, we're going to jump into a sprint here. But I also was going to show off, because I did some more work, a lot of the scrolls I got that I just showed you. That scroll is what I'm talking about when I say like these scrolls that are in my, here we go. There's the full page. All these scrolls came from past boxes, and they were so informative that I literally just stuck them in my book. So, all right. So thank you for you guys hanging out and joining me in the conversation for that box. And now we're going to, first of all, I'm going to bring up all the comments that I was saying, because now I'm going to be able to edit that video to actually be a clipped video. Thank you for joining me in the background for the production qualities. And this trick I did learn from Emily D. Baker, because this is how she records her quick fix. And she has her page, like paid members get to watch this happen in the background. And I loved it so much. I was like, why am I not applying this tactic to my own? So I love the pin. What does it say? That is such a cool, I love the deck, love the pin. And it is an awesome box. So yes. How are you doing, Laura? How are things going with you? How's the book going? How's everything else? I have been out of the loop for a minute. You can go back and listen. I'm not going to repeat myself. I find I do that a lot on these lives, is repeating myself. So I'm going to try to stop doing that so much. But if you've gone back in my lives, I have been a busy little bee for the last 10 months. So I haven't been able to catch up on what everybody else is doing. So leave in the comments what you've been up to. This was my timer that I was supposed to run in the background, but I decided not to time myself for that unboxing. But if you all are ready, like I am, we can jump into a sprint for a minute, get a little bit of work done. And then after, come on, Wi-Fi. Go, Wi-Fi. Thank you, Wi-Fi. I finished my revise and resubmit. It was beta readers now before I set it back to the agent. Nice. Started drafting in a dark academia. Very nice. Very nice. Well, I kind of got pushed backwards in my process of moving forwards, but that's kind of how this year has been for me. And I'm understanding that I excelled so far forward the last 2 years. It makes sense that this 1 year I'm kind of being held back a little bit. So I had an editor at the beginning of this year for my book number 1. She had gotten about 8 chapters into it, and then just real life happened. And she was a younger lady who just came in. She was a very mature but younger young lady who just got out of college. She became a professional editor. I helped her get a job to become a professional editor, but then real life kicked in and she got overwhelmed, and she ended up pulling on me she didn't feel she could give my book the attention that it needed. And I was upset about it, which I think was valid. However, I ended up having to, I find that when I'm left in the trenches, as my angels put it, I often find the most valuable solutions to get out. And so now I'm editing my own book using Grammarly. And if my Wi-Fi doesn't start getting back on its patootie here in a second, I'm going to throw a fit. We pay so much. It's amazing that how much we pay for Wi-Fi, and it still can't seem to work accordingly. So hold on. Let me see if I can do something here. There, that might help. All right, Laura, for anybody who's watching, just let me know if this gets a little scratchy or whatever. Or if I get too robotic, and I'll have to, because if it keeps acting robotic, I'm going to have to move to change my whole setup, and that's going to really frustrate me. So, all right, so we're going to jump into this sprint. We're going to hope that this Wi-Fi situation figures itself out, and I will see you guys in 20 minutes. All right, 3, 2, 1, and sprint. All right, that's the end of that sprint for now. That was 20 minutes. I hope you got some work done. I know I did. So as I was saying before we went on the sprint, I was sharing with you guys how I was able to find a program to help me edit because my editor backed out on me in the last minute and left me basically with only 6 chapters of my book edited. So since I don't want to have any plagiarism issues, I pretty much scrapped everything that she edited and I'm starting from scratch, literally from the beginning, day one. So I got through the first 2 chapters of my book and I'm currently, hold on, let me double check, make sure I'm not lying to you. No, I got through 1.5 chapters. I'm currently on the second half of chapter 2. But in 20 minutes, I got through 2 chapters editing. And I am using Grammarly, which is, I at first was hesitant on using it, but now that I'm using it, for me, basic English is not so easy. And I have a big problem with tenses. I tend to have 4 different tenses of one word in the same sentence, like have, hasn't, like, what is it? ING, ED, and ES are the 3 endings. And I swap all the time in sentences because in my head, it's happening in real time. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not a writer. I'm an Imagineer. So I struggle a little bit on trying to get the right tense, the right tense of the verbiage in sentences or paragraphs. And Grammarly is figuring it out for me because I'm like, it's like, do you mean this? And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I actually meant. Like, thank you for reading my mind. So it's kind of like, okay, maybe this might work. So I know this isn't going to actually work for me to be like able to publish it, but maybe my cost on actually having an editor look over it is not going to be so costly. So we'll see what happens in the future with that. But I was able to I'm able to fix a lot of stuff through Grammarly and it's going very quickly and I'm very surprised and I'm very happy. So yeah, my dimple's coming out. Can you see? Laura popped in. You started, wait, why did it do that? Come back. There we go. Started deconstructing a monster to make a different version that's my own. Very nice. Ate some Nana bread. My mom, that's funny. That's what I had for breakfast this morning. Cause yeah, my mom made like 2 or 3 loaves of Nana bread. So I've been eating a lot of it lately. I love my mom's Nana bread. I'm not complaining in the least bit. It's coincidental that you and I happen to have the same thing today. So you're deconstructing a monster to make a different version that's your own. I've never done that. I don't know. My brain works so differently than most authors because all my characters are already so vividly in my head that I have to deconstruct my own characters. Like, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, but I'll share this now. So I have my characters so detailed that I literally have an entire notebook dedicated to my main characters, then my side characters. Some of these aren't filled out, but some of them are. But yeah, all of this is just pages of. So I have my characters already in my head, and my hard part is trying to keep track of all of them and what's. Yeah, so but that's just one book, and then this is how detailed my characters are. This is going to crack you up. This notebook I actually started because I was thinking that if my book ever takes off, I'd love to do subscription boxes. So I have lists of even down to their chocolate flavors, their perfume flavors, their candle flavors, the herbs that they use particularly for different things, like who's more in tune with what herb. I even have the animals down to their birth dates. So Oh, May, the amount of information that's and there's so much that's still in my head that I have to get out. But even on the back side of the book, I have lists of things for this book. Yeah, I've never thought of I have to deconstruct my own characters. So I don't know how to deconstruct to make your own. So I give you props on that creativity because I honestly don't know how to do that. It's a writing exercise in a craft book I'm reading. See, yeah, and I've heard of a lot of authors that use writing exercises to try to get, to expand on things. I'm just trying to get all the information out of my head because my book is very different than most books. My book is based on dreams I've had, and the fact that I can remember all of them, and the fact that I just need to get them out of my head to the point that I have this is just my reminder list of all the things I have to expand on. So yeah, this is just my shorthand notes of everything I need to expand on because it's all in my head. I just need to get it out. On it, I sometimes I wish I could just plug in my brain and just kind of like do just instant download. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on. But the next thing, since we're going to go into a little bit of talking points now, the next thing I wanted to share was for those of you that saw my last or saw my talking points, whatever, you know that I'm very particular about the pens and paper I use when it comes to my writing, simply because I'm that type of person where I'm not going to fight with my pen and paper. If it frustrates me, I'm moving it aside. So I've had to kind of work to figure out what pens and paper are my go-tos. That's why I know what they are. So I shared my pens last time, but this time I wanted to share my paper because, first of all, sugar paper is the paper that I love. I've always loved their notepads. The quality of their paper is just it's nice. It's thicker paper. It's got that smoothness to it that you love. Like for people that actually still use pens like I do and make lists, it's very smooth and comfortable to write on. You can make copious notes and your hands don't hurt. Well, since I use their notepads, I was walking through Target yesterday and I realized that I had a lot of lists going. And even though I had a lot of lists, the talking points and my to-do were two things that I found myself constantly carrying back and forth between my desk here in the front and my room in the back. So walking through Target, I found sugar paper had one of these. So I ended up picking up one of these, and as you can see, it's already kind of been beat up and well used. I wish they had a gray color one, because that would have been, or a blue, because that would have fit better with my aesthetic, and it probably would have looked better if it got dirty. But the quality of this so far, considering how hyper I am and how things bounce back and forth, I'm actually quite happy with it. Not only that, but they actually made it where you can clip one of their notebooks onto the front. Not only does it somewhat say, forgive them, I understand sometimes clipping a new notepad onto that kind of clipboard is not the easiest, but they actually made it where you have a little bit of a lip down here. And I don't know how many times that I've had something like this and I put the notepad on top and it's hanging off. And pet peeve, I'm not going to deal with that. So I was really happy when I grabbed this and found that they designed theirs where it has a little bit of a lip, not a huge overhang where it's going to get in your way. You know, your hand's going to be doing this once you get to the bottom of the paper, but just enough where you're not hanging off with the notebook. So I wanted to brag and I honestly didn't realize how much I needed something like this to just carry back and forth from my bedroom to here. Yeah. So I wanted to brag about that a little bit. So for those of you who are a little bit pickier in paper, you might want to look into sugar paper because they really are the quality paper I like. I create a new monstrous character that has similar destructive powers of Nasifar 2. I have no idea what that is. Of all my knowledge, I don't have that as knowledge. I'm hearing my angels come in and saying it is a, oh, how do I do this without being controversial? It is a specific style of character that is more of a samurai sword wielding type. How do I say it without being controversial? If we were in Discord, I'd be saying something else, but we're not on Discord. I used to write on steno pads back in the, oh my gosh. Yes, I remember steno pads. When I worked at a law office, they loved steno pads. And that's kind of actually where I started realizing that I liked a particular kind of paper. It's an old school vampire. Ah, okay. I don't know why, but I felt like it was like a samurai sword wielding. It was actually the steno pads. This paper in these notebooks that are the cheapies from Target. Steno pad paper, and it drove me. I loved them, but I hated them because, yeah, we're not going to get into that because I can just get into controversy with that because I loved them, but I hated them. Like the quality, I loved how smooth the paper was, but it was never thick enough, if that makes sense. Like they had one half of the quality I loved, but not the other half. So I loved the smoothability, which is why like I realized that there's certain pens I liked. But when it came, I swore those pads tore. The paper on those pads tore so easily, and it drove me crazy. So the next thing, so for those of you that like the talking points, first of all, I do have obviously a list of talking points that I wanted to go over, but I realized that since I'm doing 2 days of streams, what I'm going to do is like on this day where I'm editing books, I am going to share all the work that I've done in the background, such as the WitchCasket box. And then next is going to be my Book of Shadows. And then on Wednesday or Thursdays, I'm going to be doing the talking points. And I'm breaking it down like that simply because editing wise and brain organization wise. However, that's why I had these sticky notes. 2 topics I did want to touch on today, only because these are 2 things that if you're not paying attention to the worldliness of things, these are things that, hey, even though you like to hide in your hole, you do still need to be aware of this, if that makes sense. So if you haven't noticed, or if you haven't heard, there is a certain North K country. I'm not going to say it for certain reasons that I don't want to, get tagged or flagged or anything. They have shaken hands with another country and are now sending troops to them. And this is one of those things where you just need to be aware. There are some predictions that I have been told in the background. However, I don't go into politics on my channel. But let's just say if certain things don't happen in America the way that they need to happen for the world's view of America, the likely of a number 3 of the W thing might happen. And if that happens, from what I can hear, they're like, we're not going to let that happen. And basically, Mother Nature might initiate prior to allowing that to happen. So that's just something to be aware of. And then the other thing to be aware of is this is for my Floridian and South Gulf Mexico friends. Okay. I am hearing that, unfortunately, the week before my birthday or the week of my birthday, which is November 1st, I'm hearing 2 storms will become one within the Gulf. They will then head north, covering Louisiana to Florida, and then it will continue on to Halifax. And my angels keep saying that this is going to be a storm. Like if the storms this year haven't been a pre-indicator of like record-setting things, they don't know what to tell you. And the other thing they said is, if you think you've been flooded now, just wait. So that is kind of my little, those are two things that I knew I wanted to get to talking points tomorrow, but those are two things that I knew I needed to talk about today, because we just need to be aware of them. You need to have them. You need to be sending positive energy that those things don't occur. That's more of the thought process of it is, okay, so we are aware, but let's make it not happen. So that's the mindset I'm using. And then we're going to jump into another sprint here because I've been chit-chatting for about 20 minutes. But on the last talking point, come back here. On the last talking point, I am going to cover stop it. StreamYard. Thank you. I'm going to share my book of shadows and the process, because I've done a lot of work on that in the background too. So now StreamYard. There you go. Thank you. Very nice. Lovely. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to jump into this sprint. It's going to be a 20-minute sprint again. And and then after that, I'm going to share my book of shadows with y'all. So we'll see you guys in 20 minutes. 3, 2, 1, and sprint. that is the end of that sprint. So this, I might do one more sprint. I might not. It all depends on my computer. It decided that it was going to suck power real fast. And all of a sudden the battery light came on and I was like, oh, okay. So also my computer kind of froze up because, yeah, I think using Grammarly, I think running Grammarly is taking a little bit more juice from my computer than I anticipated. So we might be cutting this a bit short. Also, I said I was only going to do 1.5 hour streams because between 2 days and 3 hours of listening to myself talk to edit for talking points, yeah, I decided that I was only going to do 1.5 hours. So this might or might not be our last stream. We'll see how long my computer lasts. If the stream just ends on its own, then y'all know why, because the computer went bye-bye and decided to die. Laura got a few more pages done. Very, very nice. Very proud of you. I was not able to get as much done as I wanted to. I realized through my editing that there was something about the way that it was trying to make my book diplomatic. And I was like, wait a second. And then I realized, oh yeah, I forgot to manage my writing style on Grammarly. And that was something I had planned to set up, but I was in the middle of doing it. And then I was like, oh no, I should wait to do this for the stream since it's in conjunction with, it's one of those things that I started with my ADD and then put the skirt on because I was like, oh, I want to do it during the stream. And then I came on the stream and started editing the book, forgetting that I put a skirt on something else I needed to do beforehand. So I didn't get as much done that stream as I wanted to. However, I did get my settings managed for my Grammarly. So it'll stop being diplomatic. It'll stop being professional. Well, professional, but not like it was basically turning it into an academic paper. And I'm like, this is not academia. This is very much fantasy world. This is Star Wars meets Harry Potter. Academia doesn't have much involvement in it. So I'm like, I just need you to fix my tenses and my wordage and my sentence structure. Anyway, so I was able to change the settings, got that all set up. And then I tried to run Grammarly on the full 300-page book. Not a good idea. Computer froze or slightly froze. Word crashed. The Word program literally was like, no, we're not going to do that. So I had to transfer the first 10 chapters in. Basically, I'm going to break it down into, there's 30 chapters in the book, even though there's there's 100. Okay. When it's formatted in book form, it's 300 pages. When I condense it down to my narrow margins the way I like it, it's only 162 pages, but it's still only 30 chapters. So I'm breaking it down by chapters instead of pages, if that makes sense. So that's what I ended up doing that sprint, is setting up my Grammarly and fixing my book so that I can edit it. The last thing I'm going to share for this last little spiel is my Book of Shadows, the work I've been, the progress I've made on my Book of Shadows, because I've done a lot of progress on it, to the point that I actually ran out of roll tape again. So I have to go out again and buy. And I bought 8. I used I think it was a total of 72 feet of roll tape that I ended up using. But anyway, because I like to tape down the pages before I Mod Podge them. So I just want to share a couple of pages that I improved on. So if you remember from last time, this was the first page. This picture kind of defines me in both coloring and aesthetic, which is why when I saw it on Instagram, I immediately printed it out. And yeah, I was like, that is definitely the beginning of my book. So obviously, I mean, look at my shirt. Anyway. So, and then this is still the same thing, but that's still the same. That's still the same. So, yeah, Kitty, where's the work? There it is. So we did a little bit more work on that page. And now this time I've added in a little postcard that I'm going to do for long distance spells. So that's going to be the long distance spell location. I added some more to this page as well. I added those. This is going to be a little open door type thing that I'm going to have in. And again, I need to put another page in for, I need to find a spell to put in there. But I have my other cup of coffee. That's my tea spell because I have my coffee spell on another page. So that's my tea spell. And then we added in, no, we didn't add in there. We added in here. So I added in a little bit more notes. This is just a picture I enjoy. I think we added in this, which is going to be another envelope opening for another spell. This, I believe I finished that page. These 2 pages were not done until now, but they're not done. The base of the page is done. The information pages still need to go on top. That's still like that. And I think that's the end of here. Because I think the rest of what I added, well, no, there's some more that I've added. And then this is where I've added the most. So I've added the ointments that I'm going to use for power, the female archetype, a couple more moon things. These are the rose lines or power lines of my area because I live in Spokane. So I wanted to know where the ley lines were. That's what they're called, ley lines. The ley lines were for my area. So that's what that is. Just a little bit about my sign because I am a Scorpio. And then I was able to add in my seagull, my instructions on how to do a seagull. I added in the levels of enlightenment. I also added in some of my elements for shadow work and my black salt recipe. And then here I have my crystal and water, like how to cleanse your crystals. And then I have how to make your moon water and your moon magic, along with a moonlit grounding ritual that I found in one of my books, and then a small little spell. And then I have my tree tips because I am definitely a green witch and I enjoy the trees around here. So I have that. And then I have one of my healing spells that I know that works really well. So that is the stuff that I've added, I believe. Oh, wait, no, I do have, hold on. Center of the book, there's more. There it is. So we have a couple of pages in the center. Again, you guys might recognize these from the WitchCasket. Again, I'm going to have other things added in there when I get to it. But here's this page. This is my celestial zodiac map that I have. This is going to be my dedication to dragons because I do work with dragons. And that is it. So that is all I've updated on my Book of Shadows so far. I do have in the works, I have these to add, which are, where is it? Where's the Llewellyn book? The Llewellyn book, the book I showed you with the calendars. There we go. Great work. Hello. The last book, when I broke it down, they have little recipes and stuff like I showed you before. Well, I pulled out the spells that I liked from that. So I have those that some of them are going to be added to my Book of Shadows. Some of them are actually going to be added to my actual spell book. It's just coincidental that they happen to be remotely the same color. And then I have my extra pages. And this is more of a Christian prayer. However, this was something that my mom had on the walls when I was growing up. And I read this poem on many occasions. And it is one of my favorites. And even though it's more of a Christian type poem, the meaning of it is very much exactly what it is. And it talks the poem talks about a man who walks along a beach and sees a set of footprints. And through this walk, he's going through all the, his life is flashing before him of all these hard times and all these situations. And at the end of the walk, he looks back and he notices that along the path, there's only one set of footprints. And he says, God, why at my most trying times did you leave me? There's only one set of prints. And he said, son, I didn't leave you. That's when I carried you. And I don't know how many times, I'm getting tearful because it resonates because it's true. I don't know how many times in my life my angels have carried me through amazingly hard times, and somehow I've gotten through them. So I'm also a double water sign and I'm PMSing. So yeah, like that all just flooded in. It's like, of course you're going to cry. You are PMSing and you're a double water sign. So whew, for those of you who don't know, my sun is Scorpio, my moon is Pisces, and my rising is Gemini. So I'm a hurricane. Don't mind me over here. But if you've never read this poem, I highly recommend you look it up and read it because it is a very powerful poem and it's always resonated with me. And I have to add that to my book of shadows, but that's why I have it with this, because this is going to get written on here because I couldn't find a version of this that would print out clearly. So I was like, screw it. I'll just write it out myself. I love my handwriting anyway. So, you're a Taurus. I'm not surprised. I'm not the least bit surprised that you're a Taurus. You are very grounded. However, you are also very much, you remind me a lot of Sako, and Sako's a Taurus. You also I have a lot of friends, truthfully, that are Tauruses. Which is also interesting because my rebirth from when I unalived back in 2017 is actually May 7th, exactly 6 months from my original birthday. And according to what I've read in charts and understand, I actually have a Taurus in me now too, which is why I kind of relate to Tauruses a lot. Taurus, Sagittarius, Libra, very, very business-minded, very business-minded. So you've got the earth behind you, the fire. So you've got the earth to ground you, the fire to basically light the spark to initiate things, and then the wind, the air to just blow it. So that explains why you're fairly successful, or you continue to have like a steady success. Truthfully, I envy you. I kind of wish I had less emotion in my decision making, because yeah, when it comes to decision makings for you, it's kind of like cut and dry from what I can see. I envy people like you sometimes. But also, like, the reason I am the way I am is it allows me to be a psychic. So everything happens for a reason. So we're gonna end on that note. Yeah, because I'm getting the flashy red bulb from my computer. Yeah. So we're gonna have to, I'm on a laptop. I pray and hope one day I can actually afford a desktop computer, but it is what it is. So I'm going to unplug my screens, unplug my microphone, and plug in my computer so it doesn't die. But thank you, Laura, so much for joining me on this excursion for these sprints. For the rest of you, I will see you in the talking points. Thank you for hanging around and chit-chatting with us today. And for everybody else, maybe, I know I'll see you tomorrow. I missed your other one. Where is it? My ADD makes me make choices at the drop of a hat. I have ADHD and neurodivergency as well, which I've had to learn to make decisions at a drop of a hat. However, do I ever make a decision that doesn't have an emotion base to it? No. you can very much, from what I can see, you can very much take your emotions out of the decision making. And that's, I'm able to make quick decisions too, but it's more of like like, if I have to make a decision against somebody that I know is in the best interest of whatever else and against that one person, I still carry the weight of feeling guilty that I had to make that decision against that person, if that makes sense. Like you can be like, oh, wow, well, it is what it is. Oh, well, for you, or what I'm feeling anyway. For me, it's very much like, yeah, it is what it is, but still their feelings, their emotions. Why am I an empath and have to feel bad for everybody that goes through? Yeah. The only time I don't feel bad for somebody, well, no, actually, that's even wrong. I still feel bad for people that reap the karma of their own choices, but I can be more diplomatic. I've learned to become more of a lawyerly type person in decision making, but I still, when I go home, will cry about it. I'm not going to be editing my book because I need to let my computer charge. I'm actually going to go indulge in some herbal refreshments for a little while. And then once my computer charges, because by the time I finish my herbal refreshments, my computer will be charged and I'll be able to work on my computer. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I envy the fact that you can be a little bit more cut and dry. When it comes to family, though, I mean in business sense. When it comes to family, you have emotion. That's actually when the earth sign, the lovey earth sign kicks in, and the more lovey side of the Sagittarius kicks in is with family. So it makes sense that you might have a little bit more heart in the decision making with the family. Well, anyway, this isn't a psychic reading, so we're going to jump off because I'm starting to do what I normally do. Anyway, for everybody, thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. And other than that, enjoy your night, enjoy your evening, enjoy your day, month, year. We're going to cut editing Christy or editing Kibby. Go ahead and cut this part because you forgot to change screens. Oh, but no. Well, no, we're not. Hi, Laura. You're coming back for sure. Yes. Okay. Yep. You love your family to bit. Yeah. So I was going to say, when it comes to decision making with the family, you there's a little bit more emotion base in there. But when it comes to business, you're very much like, sorry, it is like you're a great business owner. Me, on the other hand, I know I need an HR. Like, I almost need somebody who can, I'll be the one to be like, look, she's got to go. She's not doing well, but I ain't firing her. Like, I'm not doing it. You'd be like, I got it. I'm good. I can take care of that. Yeah. And we need people like that in the world. So I would be good on the HR end to be like, guys, she's not really working out. This, we tried, we maneuvered, we worked with her, we tried to fit, but like, I can't be the one to go and let her. Boss, fire her. Probably also why I'm the boss of my own family. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Remember to like and subscribe if you can. If you want to see me again, remember to push on that bell notification. I'm here every Wednesdays, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Unless I get a job, we'll see what happens. And that's all for it today. That's all we have for it today. There we go. Have a great night, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.